He's got some pretty interesting things. I don't think any of us even know what he's about to show right now. So blow my mind.
Okay, so basically, I gathered a bunch of the news around SoFi that has nothing to do with the quarterly earnings, just so we can knock this out in the early stage. So first off, let's get this started. Well, the first off is the stock. I think most of the people watching this looked at this same picture and just kind of like talked to themselves in their head, like, what the hell? But moving on. Options are there's some updates on options. So if you look at the top, 2 weeks ago in the code, options had trade options beta. It was changed to just trade options, and you could see some progression. And then as of yesterday, Vendor 9000, which is a really good guy on Reddit that goes through the code, posted a lot of stuff about options, what's in the code right now.
He works at SoFi, right? He must.
That's what I was thinking, because he's been like talking, like if you look at his Reddit, he's been talking about SoFi like since 2019. So I don't know. Nobody knows who this guy is, but he's hands down like the best DD guy for SoFi. In any case,
seriously, for
options looks close.
If you don't know Bender 9000, he is the source of all the leaks that happen at SoFi. Like he knows everything a month before it happens. So he's actually a truly great source. Like he's not underselling it. Go ahead.
And he's minutes. Like as soon as something releases, he's minutes. And we're going to be seeing him a little bit more as we go through these slides. So options looks like it's getting close. We don't know when it's coming, but the code looks like they're getting prepared because they're starting to put announcements in the code, like if they were to actually release it out.
So before you jump into that, Riley, I think Noto also mentioned in the Q3 earnings call that they were in the beta testing round as well, and that they're still on track for end of year. And I mean, end of year is like 2 months away, not even. Right, because you got to take into account the code freeze for Christmas and such. Like you don't want to do releases during that time, so really it's like 6 weeks.
I don't know. And the thing is, like, once they roll it out, it's not going to be all at once. It's going to take, I 100% guarantee it's going to take like at least 4 months to get it fully out. I mean, maybe better. I don't know, but we'll move on to the APY. This is pretty big news. New APY is up to 3% for savings accounts, which is amazing, and it also incentivizes SoFi users to keep money in the bank and not spend it, because it used to be just 2.5 everywhere, but now you're incentivized to save, I guess. What do y'all take?
I don't think they're increasing it as fast as they used to. You know, from the stats that we can see from the earnings call and what Chris Lapointe is saying is that their margins are going up, and you know, the amount that they're keeping versus the cost of funding where they could do otherwise, like warehouse facilities, is a bigger margin. So I don't think it's going to be following as closely as it was before.
I have a question about this. Maybe you guys can help me with. So what's the logic behind just savings rather than savings and checkings? Is it just to incentivize longer holds? I mean, it's fairly easy to move your money around between your internal accounts. So what's the rationale there?
I think it's an outdated form of I mean, the checking and savings account goes back like 50 years. So it's based on outdated types of technology, and I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure this isn't irrational. You know, I'm sure there's some sort of data that says that the people that are using their savings product and their vault product are keeping their money in there longer, not moving it as frequently, and maybe a stickier client. So that's probably what it is that they can just know that the deposits will stay there longer and be able to be used for funding if they're able to actually, you know, have a higher incentivized amount of APY in their vault or savings products.
Good point. Okay, I'm going to move on real quick to the next news. So SoFi Plus, this is Bender showed this to me at first. He puts out SoFi Plus rollout messaging has changed from weeks to months, and this is the tweet that he linked to. So basically what happened was, if you were to call SoFi a couple weeks ago and you talked to a rep, they would say by the end of October, SoFi Plus should have been rolled out to all members. But now the messaging has changed from weeks, like Bender has said, to months, that they're still in beta and they're going to be rolling it out in the upcoming months. So they're taking a lot slower time to roll out Plus, which, maybe that's good. It doesn't necessarily mean anything's bad. They're just taking their time, which I don't know. Elon Musk takes his time with other products, so I really don't have any negative things to say about this. But that's just the SoFi Plus update as of right now. Something really new is the SoFi Relay Insights. So there is a person called JPeluche on JPeluche4 on Twitter. He got an update. I haven't got it. Nobody else I know has got it. But this is what this might be an Android. But in any case, the user interface is changed for SoFi Relay, and it looks a little bit more slick. What do y'all think of that design compared to the app now? I know only Emit has the app.
Is the dark mode a part of this as well?
Yeah. I think this is just the dark mode side, but Relay right now does have dark mode, but it's not this dark. So they're making the app even darker. So I don't know. I'm not a design person, but it looks better. It looks better.
Just
it doesn't look all blocky. Yeah. This was just released like 12 hours ago by this guy on Twitter.
But is this update public yet or no?
That's the funny thing. There hasn't been an update for like SoFi in 3 days. However, that's for Apple users anyway. So this might just be an Android thing as of right now. I'm sure somebody in the comments will say something about how they have this update or something, or after they'll check. But it just looks slicker, which is like the first time ever SoFi has ever done anything slick in a while with their app, So I guess that's a cool sign that they're doing something. But literally radio silence from the SoFi team.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice. I just want them to get rid of the lag. That's all.
Yeah, same here. All right, I'm gonna hustle through this, move on. Let's go to the future products. Bender, like Tannor said, has a wealth of knowledge, and he kind of posted a cool thing here. And if you look, it's just he's just highlighting all the products that we know that SoFi has talked about, or if there's been any documents relating to them. For those of you that can pause this video in the future, you can look through this and probably see some cool stuff. Basically,
can we address that comment, by the way, the most recent comment? The reason why I and Tevis do not have the SoFi app is because we're both from Canada. I even tried, I have a residence that I could have sent the debit card out in America, and yet, because they wanted I don't know what you guys call it in America, like a social security number or whatever. I wasn't able to actually.
It's such a big thing in America. So the way you said it,
we have one too, but it's not. What
do you guys call it?
Social insurance number, a SIN.
Interesting. You guys, insurance, we call it security.
Yeah, but I know that it was a different version for you guys, so I don't remember. But ours is like, that's your ID for the government, pretty much. But I'm sure it's the same, but I don't have one, so I can't be a SoFi member.
Okay, moving on. This is where the news for SoFi gets really, really fun. For some reason, out of nowhere, Anthony Noto just started posting a lot on Twitter, and this was after the earnings. So I assume that he was kind of radio silent, like trying to work on stuff. And then as soon as the earnings went out, he just kind of relaxed and he was on Twitter. So there was this really interesting exchange between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Elon Musk, and Anthony Noto. I'm going to read it out just because it sets up what I'm about to show y'all in a minute. Laugh out loud at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea of free speech is actually $8 per month. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Subscription plan. And then Elon Musk says, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. And then Noto
basically go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And then Noto replies with an idea of how Twitter can be monetized. And that's basically the exchange. However, people saw this and noticed it, and we're kind of talking about it on Twitter. So if you look at Investor Gadget, he goes out and says, ask Noto if SoFi could do a partnership with Twitter. Noto says if they switch their direct deposit to SoFi and paid $8 a month to Twitter Blue via SoFi account, we would refund the $8 a month to their account for 12 months. That way we can do it with the zero integration equals 1 year free from SoFi. And Elon can just market that offer to his users. So this was a really cool exchange.
So SoFi is offering to pay $96 per user. They're giving 1 year of Twitter Blue free as long as you use SoFi. That's
not yet technically.
I mean, obviously,
he's just spitballing on Twitter. But yeah, the idea is really interesting, especially since like Anthony Noto used to work at Twitter. Elon Musk is trying to make a finance app. Like everything just smells good about this.
It's going to be a SoFi Plus member benefit for sure.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that. Yeah.
And Elon needs members, man. He tweeted today that ad revenue is going down. Big advertisers like Pfizer, GM, they're pulling out. So like they need, if you give me Twitter Blue for a free, sign me up, right? Like that's a great offer.
And look, I want to build on that actually, because so I made a video on like this is one of the topics earlier today. And, I think as I've been thinking more about it, this is something that can span far beyond just Twitter. Like, yes, it does open the door for further Twitter integrations, but they could also do this with other companies in terms of diversifying their perks for SoFi Plus or for their direct deposit members. Because of that one line that he said there, it requires zero integration. In other words, Twitter doesn't really need to do anything. We're just refunding you money that you would have otherwise had to pay Twitter. And so like they can just do that for anything. Like you want a Spotify membership, cool. Netflix membership, cool. Like whatever you want, and you can have a diverse set of like pick your own perks, basically.
Yeah, not all of them at once. Pick what you use.
Exactly. But this was cool because he's actually, has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in like the zeitgeist of with this whole, Twitter acquisition, and he has that own connection there. And then the ability to very quickly turn it around and actually have something beneficial to SoFi, I think, is just the icing on the cake.
So right now we're looking at the tweet that started what I'm about to show you right after this. So Investor Gadget, props to you, man. Like this is all because of you, I guess. But shortly after this, Investor Gadget was like, you know what? He just tagged Elon Musk and Anthony Noto, and he said, solved your problem. And then look up at the top here, Anthony Noto actually retweeted this. So Anthony Noto is trying to get this in front of Elon Musk. Or it looks as though that he wants Anthony Noto wants this deal coming. Like he wants to do something with Twitter for sure. And so the
thing is, they don't even need Twitter's permission to do this, right?
But
so I mean, it seems like they're already going ahead with this, and Twitter hasn't really spoken up or done anything.
It sounds like, Tannor, that he just wants to get his attention so that he can open the door for something further, which is interesting because I never saw Anthony Noto tweet this much with regards to Twitter integration when Parag was in charge.
Yeah.
Bro, I've never heard Parag say a single word on this planet. He never used Twitter.
So real quick, after this, people just started blowing Anthony Noto up, and everybody just started talking about this. So what Anthony Noto did a couple hours after that is he just says the positive response to our idea for SoFi to help you pay for the Twitter Blue was so positive, we decided to do it. Hit the retweet button. And basically, SoFi ended up tweeting this. We're ending the complaints. If this gets 8,888 retweets, we'll pay for your Twitter Blue check when you join SoFi. And within hours, it got 1,897 retweets, which is insane for SoFi. Like that's some of the biggest user engagement. So we might not be hitting the 8,888 retweets, but we're on their radar. This is on their radar for sure, which is really cool. Let's see. Okay, and then right after this, Anthony Noto stayed up, and he was just retweeting a lot of people that I know in our investor SoFi group chat. We got Cope Capital was retweeted by Anthony Noto. Also, Christian Hartman was retweeted by Anthony Noto. And then I was like, oh my gosh, Noto is taking notice of everybody. I got to make a meme and hopefully he'll retweet me. So I made this meme. To no avail, but somebody did get on the meme bandwagon and was retweeted by Noto, and that was Mike. He made this tweet, and Noto actually retweeted it, which was a lot of fun. And that's it for the whole Twitter saga. The last thing I got for you guys here this week is Magnified Money sells his SoFi position. He's kind of like a SoFi YouTuber reviewer.
He's a SoFi YouTuber or a finance YouTuber?
He's a YouTuber. Okay, that doesn't make sense. He's a finance YouTuber that makes videos on SoFi Bank. Like, hey, he like compares other banks and whatnot. And he also is a fan of the stock, so he's lost a lot of money. And the thumbnail says negative 25,000, so we're assuming he lost 25,000. He did say that he lost tens of thousands of dollars in his video.
Did he walk through why he sold, Riley? Because I'd be interested in that case. Like if it was just like paid,
costs, I guess.
He says there might be better investments out there. And to his benefit, if he is watching this, he did say he thinks that everybody's going to criticize him for making this as a bad choice.
I don't think anyone's investment decisions are, you can say good or bad, right? It's personal, but the opportunity cost logic is interesting because Apple has made $99 billion of profit trailing 12 months and they're still down 20%. Like, I don't know where the better opportunity costs are. Maybe he knows, but it's hard to see.
Well, what I was getting at was it was just interesting because either he sold for a SoFi specific reason that he found out in the Q3 earnings, or he sold for something unrelated to SoFi. And it sounds like, he sold for the same reason that SoftBank sold, essentially. Not related to the stock at all.
All right. That is it. That's all I have for y'all to this week. I think I might continue to do this.
This was good, Tannor. Yeah. I mean, Riley, this was great. I didn't even know you were doing this. This is awesome. Every week. If there's enough news, then it's a great thing to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of news this week.